I've read some interesting takes lately posing the question, have cars become too fast? And while I think it's a valid discussion, it's one for which BMW apparently has no appetite. Otherwise, why would they take their quickest sedan and make it even more so? This here is the outrageous, limited production M5 CS.
You could go to a BMW dealership today and drive off in a 530i for 55 grand and be quite happy with your choice. Or if you fancy yourself a real driver and have some coin, there's the $100,000 M5 waiting at the other end of the 5 Series rainbow. But maybe you're the type who covets the creme de la creme, something few others can obtain. The kind who orders the Wagyu burger even though their palate would be satiated with a Whopper. And for you, BMW is proud to present the M5 CS, the quickest and most powerful car they have ever produced. Limited to one model year and sold mono-spec other than the color and tire type. Assuming you could get a dealer to sell one at MSRP, it costs $144,000. And for that, you'll be the proud owner of an M5 that's 0.2 seconds quicker than the next highest performing competition model, clocking here a 0 to 60 time under 3 seconds. 2.9 to be exact with launch control. Extensive use of carbon fiber reinforced plastic and superfluous stuff like sealing closed the center console contribute to a 230-pound weight reduction. Pirelli P0 Corsa streetable track tires of staggered width are a no-cost option for the owner who plans on entering their cherished acquisition into competition. 627 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, and a top speed of 190 miles per hour are just numbers on a sheet. More remarkable is how BMW re-engineered an understated business sedan into one of the most impressive cars I have ever driven. This is fluid handling and blistering speed in a four-door package that, despite its significant capabilities, could happily be driven every day if it wasn't for these carbon bucket seats. I had my first go with these in the M3 competition earlier this summer, and though I understand their purpose, pulling you in like a grandma's hug, climbing over these high sides gets old really fast. And the CS is a true four-seater with 2 more buckets in the rear, also snug, but not nearly as difficult to navigate.
Though the CS is too cool for center console storage, 5-passenger seating, and adaptive cruise control, this is by no means a bare-bones race car. There are still plenty of creature comforts and electronic gadgetry in here. As for these tight-fitting carbon buckets, they're not the most comfortable seats, and they do require a high degree of athleticism getting in and out. Otherwise, could you take this car on a long out-of-town highway trip? Yes, you could. In comfort mode, there is nothing too extreme going on here to preclude normal mid-size sedan driving duties. Now, as I've been testing it this week, and indeed marveling in its rapid, seemingly effortless acceleration and highly dialed-in driving precision, I can't help but to think that I either need a lot more road or a membership down at Monticello Motor Club. I mean, this car absolutely cries out for private pavement in order to extract the excitement that BMW has so painstakingly engineered into this M5. It's just too good and too fast for like 99% of the public roads around here. And of course, safety comes first.
And that's the conundrum. I've got access to a decommissioned airstrip where I can at least explore some of the awesomeness in a private setting, like sliding the CS around in 2-wheel drive mode, which is endlessly entertaining, and ripping through the 8 gears with a twin-turbo V8 that's so responsive you'd think the acceleration is endless. But on public roads, where the sticky, massively wide tires kick up every pebble they can find, triggering this car's adrenal glands only delivers brief moments of excitement because it all happens so quickly you have to back off the throttle just the same. On the other hand, stiffer engine mounts, a lower ride height, 10% firmer springs, increased negative camber on the front tires, and a firmer anti-roll bar are aspects you can tangibly enjoy every time you turn the wheel, regardless of speed. Considering all of that, it's hard to believe the adaptive dampers are this good at keeping the ride so comfortable. Another impressive feat is how these huge carbon ceramic brakes so immediately shut down speed, while at the same time playing so civilly in everyday driving, which is not normally the case. And did you notice the red calipers? That's a first on BMW carbons. Gold is optional, but that would look weird with the existing gold bronze treatments this car is already wearing.
The drive is impeccable. And if you're buying a CS, then you're probably the kind of person who demands the most from your car. And the M5 delivers with pinpoint precision in everything the driver controls. This is the midsize sports sedan at its apex. But here are a couple of things I would change. Now, while most cars have simplified the drive modes to a single switch, BMW has turned it into a confusing melange of choices. And even after programming these red M switches for your favorite settings, there's still work to be done in terms of the various displays that you may want. And trying to do it all on the fly, forget about it. And secondly, if you're the auditory type, you may be disappointed with the exhaust.
There's a button to quiet the pipes down, but I haven't been able to figure out how to make that the default setting. Also, this engine runs hot, even with the additional cooling measures, so get used to the electric fan staying on long after you shut her down. But for comparison, BMW should go drive a Hellcat and see how delightfully easy it is to set up that car. This is all unnecessarily complex. But creature comforts are plentiful, and touches like this famed German racetrack punched into the headrests and the gray metallic paint named after the UK's best-loved race circuit are the little details that complete the CS package, which in itself is short for competition sport, at least here in the States. As tuned, the 4.4-liter engine with all-wheel drive returns 15 mpg city, 21 highway, prompting a $1,000 gas guzzler tax. But that would never deter the person who needs what few others will ever have. For TestDriveNow.com, I'm Steve Hammis.